Always pocket watch a man. Always pocket watch him. See, that's what this is. So you pocket watching. It ain't even about pocket watching when it comes to a man. It's about after I left my second baby daddy, I made a vow to myself that I would not talk to another man who did not make at least $100,000. And my bottom bar was like $90,000 a year. Why, you may ask? Because when I started putting like a annual income, they start talking different. They start walking different. They start dressing different. Their mindset was a little different. Versus when I didn't have a standard on how much a man could make, I was dating broke men. That's why I was arguing all the time. That's why I was struggling. That's why, because a broke man can't do nothing for a kid, a wife, a girlfriend. A broke man can't do nothing because they unhappy because they broke. A broke man is one of the dangerous men on the planet. I don't care what you say. They dangerous because they'll do anything. They desperate to make some money. Most of the time, they out here trying to be in the dope game. But how long do you supposed to be in the dope game? Because why the hell have you been in the dope game for 30 years and ain't got shit to show but some prison time and a prison number? You what? Huh? And I'm telling you right now, that's why you pocket watch. You ain't pocket watching. You just want a man who got something to lose, because a person who ain't got nothing to lose, baby, will make you lose everything. Always.
So I think this is a clear example of like you're taking different talking points and sort of mashing it together, right? Without really understanding what you're saying. And again, we don't fault people for what they want, right? What you want out of a man, what you want out of a woman. We never want to put that on the channel. We just can highlight that, yeah, some of this kind of seems delusional. Right. So if you're looking, and the point I want to make here is when you're looking to determine a man's character by his money, by his income, you're gonna get it wrong more times than you probably get it right. Because making 90,000 or six figures up does not suddenly entitle you to be a better man. Does not suddenly entitle you to a better character. Absolutely not. Right. You're just good at your field, or you picked a certain field. But by what she's saying towards the end, even it's not about how that money is made. Right. When she's talking about the dope game, about people being, getting your money, how long you're in the dope game. So there's not even a determinant factor of you made your money legitimately. You made your money in blue collar or white collar work. And again, we all know, we all know there's no income that will say, okay, you won't commit crimes or you won't be, just put the crime aside. Income does not determine character at all. And when we focus so much on income, this is what we end up with. But before we do a deeper dive in this one, guys, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss new uploads. We're still going strong, doing 2 a day. And this is, I came across a video and a follow-up video, and I'll make that in a separate video so this doesn't run too long. Um, just about, yeah, you want a pocket watch. Okay, cool. Right. If you want to use that to be the determinant factor of the man that you sort of date. All right. There's a reason I always say, we don't bother if this is what you want in a person, it's what you want in a person. But the opposite also has to be true. When you start and say you left your second baby daddy, well, what if men are saying that, using that very same thing as criteria? Hey, you know what? You've got kids by two different men. Okay, doesn't matter how much you make, doesn't matter anything about your character. That's it. We're done. You have to, if you're putting out your demands, right? And this is what you won't accept because of whatever reason. A broke man is the most dangerous man. Okay, let's even say we'll say that's true. If they say a single mom is the most dangerous type of woman, what's the pushback, right? And we all can be quite aware of what the pushback would be online. But we can also on this channel understand the nuance behind it, how, yeah, that could be just factually wrong. If you are going back to what she's saying, going back to just the character and income being the development, it sounds like what you want is a better character, a man with a better character. Not so much that, he just has more money. Of course, you want the money because what can a broke man do for you, right? We all understand that's the narrative we're working with. It just sounds like you want a better character of man, right? And now the real question is, do those men of better character, better value, better income, do they want you as a wife, as a spouse, as a long-term prospect? Most likely not, because often when we review these videos and we try to find the nuances, trying to find examples of it, you can see that sometimes people reveal where they are in the way they talk, in their mannerisms, in their reasoning. If you're looking for a better man, one that has made something of himself, has gone through the trials, who's gone through the crucible, he's very much unlikely to do something that's going to pull him back there. You when you so casually talk about income being a determinant factor, and in the dope game, and it's like you're probably not good for me. You'd be a very pretty woman, but you're not good for me, right? And I'm personalizing a bit here because as a man, this is something that would be an immediate turnoff for me. Listen to where you speak. Listen to the things that you're saying, um, and using it as a reason why you deal with certain types of men. It's okay. If you want a broke man, if you don't want a broke man, then you should be that commiserate thing that high value man wants, right? If you're, we never really have the conversation of calling women broke, of calling women bums, of calling women losers. We don't really say those, right? Or when it is said, the big media machine sort of moves to label that person saying that as misogynistic. But if we're just talking about in terms of character, in terms of placement in the world, in terms of outlook, in terms of sense of mental acuity, we all can be bums, right? And things sort of naturally end up, sorting themselves out. Men of character and esteem, if they choose to be married, if they choose to have a long term partner, there's going to be things about her that he enjoys, that is commiserate to his level. And we ignore that fact all the time because it was easy to blur the lines when you see men willing to deal with a woman just because she's pretty. I don't care about the amount of kids you have. I just know I'm here for this is a part-time gig. This is a short stay. This is an Airbnb that I'm renting. When men aren't looking to be in actual relationships with women, then they actually engage with them. Sometimes there's this dysfunction or this idea that my worth is now commensurate with the value of that man. Because I could attract a six-figure man, then this is where my level is. And man, we can firmly take the blame on that, and understanding this is a fault of our making. When we give our attention to women that we know we don't see a future with, but we continue to engage with them physically, we continue to chase them, to have fun with them. This this distorts the reasoning, and in that sense of delusion, men have to take some sort of accountability there. Right? And I know it's not fun, it's not a sexy thing to say, but yeah, when you chase women, oh, she's pretty. That's all that matters to you. You listen to her, you watch the way she moved, you evaluate her and said, this is not someone I want to be with. But she's pretty and I'm lonely. So I'll go with that. This is what happens. This is what that tends to be the result. A woman talking like this without understanding really what a man of value wants. That you can just suddenly switch after having at the very least two kids with two different men and say, now I just date men with six figures. Now I just date men of better character and quality. Yeah, you absolutely can. It just, let's be real and call it. It's going to be a difficult sell. It's going to be a difficult thing for you to actually get that ring, that long term thing, especially when you want to get men that are the envy, are the top 10, 5, or 1%. It's a difficult thing, right? Making it seem like it's just a simple, I just date guys of this, and that. And of course, we cannot test the veracity of statements that she's made. We can't, right? That's just not possible on the online space. There's no one that comes and says you have to verify what you're saying, that you actually date these quality men, that what you're saying is true. We just have to take it at face value and then react accordingly. But I think some of us are kind of getting hip to understanding internet is full of trolls, it's full of lies, it's full of things to say to either you know infuriate you or make you feel good. We just have to be a little more discerning in deciding which is which. So listen, if you think I missed something, let me know down in the comments below. If you see a video on your screen right now, take a look. Let me know what you think about those as well. And of course, if you're listening to the sound of my voice right now, you haven't subscribed, I gotta ask why. Gotta ask why. And before you reply, just subscribe anyway, then reply. I'll see you guys in the next one.